Today we're going to be looking at the differences between the Freebird, the Pit Bull, which rotary shaver is really best for the price, and which one does the best. Well, we're going to dig in right here in a minute. Freebird Flex has been around for quite a while, very reminiscent of one of the Remington shavers, looks almost exactly the same, feels almost exactly the same. I don't know that they come out of the same factory. They may not, they probably don't. But the Freebird's been a really nice tool. It's been one of those that will finish in the top few every time there's been razor shootouts over the last several years, but it's kind of losing its sting. The Pit Bull Gold, on the other hand, in my opinion, well, it's changed in the last several years. Yes, the head is more refined with 4 heads. This is the gold version. It is the one I'd recommend if this is the way you're leaning, the Pit Bull Gold. It does have that patented design where you're slipping your fingers through, which makes it really nice to shave with. Now, one thing I thought about these is, for the price point, I really expected the motor to sound a whole lot more strong. I don't know why I did, but I did. When I'm making passes with it though, it feels pretty good. It feels like it's covering well. It feels like it's cutting well. They do have really nice Japanese blades in these, and it does feel like a pretty good razor on your head. It will shave wet. It does have the power port covered, and you can take this into the shower no problem. What about maintenance? How easy is it to pop the head off? It's easy. The head pops right off. It's going to have the compartment for catching all the hair, which is helpful, and you can easily rinse it out and clean it up and have it ready to go for next time. The only thing I'll say about this razor is it is very lightweight, and in my opinion, a little bit shoddy built for the money. It's so plasticky feeling. It has very little weight to it. Now, we're going to weigh these shavers here at the end, and you can see the differences in these as far as what they weigh as a complete unit. I'm going to put them on a postal scale that'll take it down to the milliounce or whatever you want to call it, and we're going to weigh them and see. So the reason I bring these two on first is because I think this next razor has come into play to make it a little hard on both of these. Now let's take another close look at the Freebird Flex, which comes as a shaving system. You're going to get some different interchangeable heads that will snap into here, heads that will wash your face, clean out your nose hairs, and even shave your body. Now, I'm not all for that when I'm looking for a bald shaver. I'm looking for a bald shaver. I want one made specifically to shave my head. Now we're going to put this one over partially on the other side. Another thing I don't love about this one is the inside button. Now you're going to hear in this one, in my opinion, it sounds a little stronger, and it doesn't feel like it's bogging down as much. And these are both going to give you a comparable shave between the two. I honestly cannot tell much difference on the shave when I shave with both of these razors. It's pretty much the same. So, you know, price point wise, this one's going to be about half of what the Pit Bull's going to run. And you're going to get more accessories if that's what you're after. But as far as how this side feels and this side feels, not much difference. Now notice I kept this strip in the middle here, and then I kept the back that we're going to use the MaxGroom on, because I want you to see it in action. I want to explain it. Now, what do I not like about the Freebird? I don't like that I have to lift each one of these to clean this out. That's a hassle. It makes it a little more difficult, and I just don't like that. I like the fact when something comes off, whether it's magnetic or whether it just pops off, and I can wash it. I can put, you know, some antibacterial soap in there and run it, and then rinse it out and let it dry. It's fine if you're okay with that, but some days I have trouble getting these open. And, you know, look, I got to open all these, and then if I want that center one cleaned out, I got to pop it out manually. Not a fan of that. So let's take a look at the newcomer. They've been around a little while. It's just not as popular. You don't hear about them as much. It's called a MaxGroom Pro. I'm going to show you both the standard and the Pro model and tell you why I think the Pro model's better. So hang tight. Before we get into the MaxGroom, let's take a look at the weight of all of these razors. We're going to put them on a postal scale. That'll get us down to 0.1 ounces. So that'll give us a pretty accurate reading. Let's start with the Freebird. Freebird, 5.4 ounces. Pretty lightweight. MaxGroom, the regular MaxGroom, 8.3 ounces. That's good and heavy. MaxGroom Pro, no surprise, 8.3 ounces. Now, the Pitbull Gold, 6.8 ounces. So there is a big difference in the weight of all. So MaxGroom actually has 3 different models you can look at. They've got the standard MaxGroom, they got the MaxGroom Pro, and this is a silver, and there's also a gold edition. I just don't have one of those right now, but I think the big difference in the gold has something to do with the blades being hypoallergenic, and maybe they're stepped up a little. Doesn't really sell me on the point that it's probably not much different than the silver. First, we'll look at the standard MaxGroom. This is the first one that I had gotten, and the 7D was a new thing for me. 7 blades. So what I like about these, and all of them, is that they're magnetic. They keep a lot of the stuff in here. They are really easy to clean and rinse out and soap up or whatever you want to do with them, and then you just put them back together. You got to make sure it goes in nice and firm. That way it'll be running smoothly. This one will run at 6,600 RPMs on low and 7,000 RPMs on high. Now, I've never run it on the 60-something. I've always had put it on 7. But I'm going to tell you what I loved about this. The first time I set it on my head, you can feel all 7 blades touching your head comfortably. You don't push, you don't try to shave harder, as some people would like to say. Just a nice smooth shave, and it covers the ground very well. Battery lasts a good long time. I can usually shave about 6 to 8 times on a battery, charge it maybe once a month, because when I shave with rotaries, it's a couple times a week. Another great selling point of these is these blade refills, originals from MaxGroom. It'll fit all of the models. It's the head shape doesn't change, and this is the one that I would use. You don't have to go upsell yourself to a silver or gold. You can just put this one on. Now the color's not going to match. You know, this one's got more of a black and silver to it with the orange in the middle, but it really doesn't matter. I mean, because this one doesn't look that much different. You know, it's the silver model and the Pro. Now, what does set the Pro aside from the other? Well, when you turn it on, you're going to see you're starting out at 7,500, and then you're going to bump up to 8,800. That is what sold me on this model, because the price difference is not that much. You get the same exact great feeling on your head, but no, now I'm over here shaving where I didn't shave earlier. I'm going to give it just some circular passes and some back and forth, and just kind of vary that up only on this side. I'm not going to get this other side, and that way you're getting the comparison to what went on with the other. And then I'm going to get the back of my head where I have not shaved at all, and you guys see I'm just trying to do a few little passes. I'm not spending a bunch of time with this. I'm just going to get in here and make some circulars and some back and forths, and we're going to see what we got. I want to make sure I cover the whole area. Now my head right in the center up here in the back is very fine, like frog hair, as my dad used to say, finer than frog's hair. But around the sides and across the back on the lower part, it's pretty coarse. It can get real thick. It would grow out, you know, long and thick. But up here on top, I got nothing. So it's just, you know, kind of some, you know, baby hair, frog hair, whatever you want to call it. And you want to make sure a razor like this can get that stuff, because some can't. And I think that's enough passes, and let's see what we got. Now, first thing we'll do is show again, magnetic. All that's going to go into here, all your stuff. And this one has a stronger magnetic head on it. I do like that. It seems to grab the razor a little better. That way it lines up every time. What I have found with this one is sometimes it won't get on there exactly right, and it'll cause it to get loud on you, rattle. But most of the time, if you put it on, it'll do okay. But I have occasionally put it on, and it's like, you know, and I just had to realign it. It can happen. Let's talk about this Pro and why I like it. It gives me a pretty darn good even shave. Do these shave smooth or close? They all shave close, not smooth. If you want to go smooth, you're going to have to touch up with a foil razor if your skin can handle the foil razor. A lot of people can't. Mine doesn't like it very often, but once a week or something to follow up behind this, it's great. If I'm going somewhere and I really want to have it smoothed down and I don't want to deal with a blade that day, I'll run the foil razor behind this one. This one has become my everyday go-to because of a couple of reasons. I like the way it feels. It feels really good on my head. It's comfortable. It doesn't agitate me. It doesn't cause bumps. It doesn't cause irritation. It's just a good smooth shave. All right, again, some rotating circles and some back and forth. I am not pushing and shoving, but I am going to go a little slower than what most people I see go. I'm going to take my time with it. I'm going to let it do the work. I'm not going to force it to do the work, because no matter how hard you push, it's not going to shave any closer. But your coverage of going over the areas enough times and allowing the razor the opportunity to do the work, that's what makes the difference. Back here in the back, I want to get my neck stretched a little bit where it's getting in all those places. And then I'm going to do a little comparison on this side since I have hit it a second time. And I know where my rough spots are, so that's why you're seeing me really concentrate on them. I'm making double passes, I'm making slower passes, I'm going up and down and circular. I want to catch all of it if I can. These things feel so good on your head, you almost just want to keep shaving some days. So there is a difference in the two sides. This side that I just finished up is smoother. Now let me check the back, because your hand is the indicator. Now it's a world of difference in the back. Going up this way, right here, and I don't know that you guys can see that very well. I'll try to zoom in a little, but it's pretty stubbly right in there. So I would have to catch that with a foil probably to get it down if these don't get it down. So now that we've seen all of these, from the Freebird Flex to the Pitbull Gold, we've seen the regular MaxGroom, which is a 7D shaver, and we've seen the MaxGroom Pro, which has the horsepower turned up to about 8,800 RPMs. And we've talked about how easy it is to grab these MaxGroom refills and how reasonably priced they are, that you could keep one of these or a couple of them extra. Because what you don't want to do is get up one day and you start to shave and it's dragging and now you can't. That usually seems to happen overnight for some reason, and it's not the motor, it's always the blade. So knowing the ease of that, that's why I'm using the MaxGroom. The reason I'm choosing and recommending the MaxGroom Pro is because of the heightened RPMs. If you have the finer hair and you don't have the coarse hair and you are shaving every day, you could probably use the regular MaxGroom on high speed and do fine. If you're like me, you might shave every other day. Well, because I'm not going anywhere, I'm not doing anything, I'm home all the time. I don't have to shave every day. So I'm going to shave every other day. I like the MaxGroom Pro because of the faster RPMs, and I get a cleaner shave, and it doesn't take me that long, 2-3 minutes, I'm good. I also like the fact that the magnets in here are stronger. They grab that blade better. Now, how does that work on the refill? So I'm going to take this refill blade that is a standard MaxGroom, and you can see with the orange color in the middle, this is the one that goes on the regular MaxGroom. We're going to pop this one off. We're going to bring this one up, and it pops on just as tight as the other blade. So that tells me the stronger magnet's in the head of the razor, not in the shaving head. Does this shaving head work just as good on this one? Yeah, it does. It's fine. And matter of fact, that's what I use for refills. This one is still on here for the video because it's shiny, but this one is my refill that's ready to go on this one whenever it gives up. I only buy the regular refills. And if you look on the inside, it's got the orange ring on the inside, so it's probably, I can't verify it 100%. I haven't heard from MaxGroom. It's probably the same thing. Now I'm going to run this over that back part back there that I said I might need to get that foil shaver on. This is a fresh blade, And I'm running this right over that part I said was a little rough. And my head's pretty knotty back there. My skull bone really pushes out a lot back there, and sometimes it's hard to shave right over the top of that. I have to back and forth across it and do some stuff to make sure. All right, but with a couple extra passes back there, is that better? Yeah, that's a lot better. I mean, I would go out in public with that shave, no problem at all. Again, this is the MaxGroom Pro, and this is the Pro with the regular refill on it. So look, it doesn't look bad with that on there. It doesn't really matter. See, it's got the orange stripe at the top, so it doesn't really matter. It's up to you. You may say, no, I only want the one it says. I only want the Pro blade. That's up to you. You can order whatever you want. I'm big on trying to save a little money and knowing most likely it's the same blade. So my choice today for you is this MaxGroom Pro. You can use the generic blade that will fit the regular. It'll fit the Pro. It'll fit the gold. I have not tried the gold. I'm hoping they're going to send one for me to try. I really don't think there'll be that much difference in it and the silver. It probably runs the same speed. I think it just has a different blade set in it. So if you'd like to pick up a MaxGroom Pro, I'm going to leave you a link here with this video that goes into my link tree. There's also a lot of other nice shaving items you can look at there, including the Pitbull and the Freebird if you're leaning that way. Maybe you're a brand person and that's the brand you want. That's your business. You can do that. I also want to recommend to you some shaving products. I have several in there, but here's what I want to really try to impress upon you today. Your scalp needs to be taken care of. Being bald is not something that you just shave and go. So you need to wash, which is a pre-wash on your scalp before you shave to get all the oils and dirt out so the razor is smooth and it's not bumpy. You don't want it struggling. You want it to glide. That way it can do its job. You need it to start to get a clean shave. You got to have a clean head. Then you want to use a nice shave cream if you're going to shave wet. Shaving in the shower is great. I think a wet shave is 10 times better than a dry shave. That's my opinion. And then you absolutely want to put a conditioner on your head to keep it from getting dry and flaky during the day. Some people are going to say, my head gets oily during the day. Some of these conditioners can balance that out as well. The two brands that I love the most is Dare to Be Bald. They have a trio system that you can buy, and I also am a big fan of the Head Blade products, both of them. I'll use them both and I'll endorse them both. They're somewhat similar and somewhat different. Head Blade has some different choices and more choices, but Dare to Be Bald is a pretty nice little economical way to get started. And if you're just starting out being bald, I recommend buy the trio. Use what I call the Wash Shave Condition. Wash, shave, condition. Do that for 2 weeks, and if your head's not in better shape, then call me wrong, but I'll be shocked. Hey, thanks for joining me here today on this razor review. I hope these are 3 razors you've got interest in, and I hope the MaxGroom works as well for you as it has for me. I'm not saying these other razors are bad. I'm just saying there's features about them that could be improved, and there's things about them that have changed over the years where they're not what they used to be. And that's why razors like this MaxGroom Pro are coming along in these razor shootouts and winning. And that's why this one wins for me. Price, versatility, good price on replacement blades. Can't beat it. It's a MaxGroom Pro. And hey, if you want to hear more from me, follow me here on my YouTube channel. Also follow me over on TikTok and Instagram. Just look for Troy Holden. He's over there somewhere. Thanks for joining. We'll see you on the front porch.